Hi, RD Berry here. Welcome to episode 95 in my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XII. Well, I had a plan to explore the rest of the let's see, where was it here? Not that one. Uh, the Phon Coast. The Phon Coast is really nothing. I mean, it's beautiful scenery and all, but it's nothing really to write home about. Sarobi Step, I've done. I've explored a little bit off screen. I didn't really actually fight any enemies though. And the only new one I found was Titantoise, something like that, a giant tortoise type enemy down here in this Fedic River area here. I might do that on screen at some point, but yeah, I figured I didn't want to do a lot more stuff like that on screen. I thought what I'd do today instead is check out these hunters here because before when we talked to them, they said, "Oh, you're too inexperienced. You're too green around the but behind the ears." That kind of disparaging talk. But I think now that we've done Arcades, they will be a little bit more talkative here. We talked to the head guy here. Right. Yeah, the Mandragoras. Yeah, maybe that's all we had to do. I don't know. Maybe we didn't have to go through Arcades after all. Right. If you can accomplish the task I shall lay before you, I'll let you into our little hunt club. Yeah, I thought we were already in a hunt club, but whatever. Venture out of the bush, hunt down the game that I assign you, come back, and I'll tell you more. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a bird of prey, that's right. The game I want you to hunt is called Thalassinon. Right. We have to know where. Yeah, it's easy. It's close on the Badu Strand, right? Um, this game is what we call rare, and we've had all kinds of experience with rare game, but this is a little bit different. This is, right. You gotta know how to flush them out, right? Can only be spotted from a good elevation. Even if you don't see them at first, you pick your spot and keep looking, right? And if we defeat this guy, it will be a shelled trophy. So these are a little bit different than the rare game in that they actually in that we get sort of assigned, or at least the first one we're assigned. Maybe that's, but they don't quite they're not quite hunts in the sense of the notice board. These are kind of special hunts, not the same as the special hunts that Mont Blanc gives you. So there's like another category here. Right. Yeah, so he's explained a little bit. Bring back the shell trophy, right? Okay, so let's try to do that. And these guys, I believe, yeah, right. I think what these guys do is they are the ones who distribute rewards for the trophies, but it's they're a little bit not, or they're a little bit complicated. So anyway, so let's check the map for the Vadu strand here. That's over here. And he says something about going to high elevation, so let's try that. And I'm guessing it's going to be a flying enemy because that's, I mean, how else would it get to high elevation, really? So I'm going to pick my 3 characters with, well, at least 2 characters with ranged weapons. I think I'm going to go with Vaan and probably Balthier, and we'll try Ash as well. We'll see. Anyway, and one thing I did kind of off screen is I've noticed there's a certain amount of cruft in my gambits. It's getting harder and harder to find open gambit spots, but on the other hand, a lot of space being taken up by gambits that I'm not really using, so I just went through and cleared them all out, just sort of to get a fresh start on them. So I'm going to be kind of rebuilding them from scratch a bit here, but it doesn't matter too much because I'm probably going to do most of the starting battles off screen anyway, so let's start out with the party I want. So let's say Phon, Balthier, and Ash, and see how that goes. There's that fisherman Seek again. Seek Fisher, yeah. He's got Reflect on. I'm having a really hard time dealing with Reflect. There was the battle with the Rooks was tricky because they kept casting Reflect on themselves, and really the only way to deal with them is physical attacks. I wish there was a way of getting around that, but I couldn't even do the normal status attacks with them. So anyway, not really germane. So I'm going to set up some basic gambits to deal with this guy. Or actually the wolves here, I guess. Whoa, hello. Seek is in trouble, sorry. I kind of got my own problems here. Maybe I'll help out in a second here. So anyway, I'll set up my gambits, do those off screen, and we'll see how it goes from there. Alright, well this is the highest point in this zone here, so I assume the mark or hunt or whatever we're going to call it is going to be showing up here. I already cleared out some of the other oh. Well, there it is. It's not it's not even a bird. I thought it would be a bird. All right. Okay. All right. Well, let's go down and take care of it, I guess. I'll leave the gun on Vaan there, but I'll switch Balthier's weapon to a spear as soon as I figure out what the elemental weakness is here. Let me have Ash take point and use some of her elemental weakness gambits to determine what the weakness is for this one. Okay, well, from Ash's behavior, we can assume this is Wind Weak, which is useful to know. One thing you can do with these tortoise types enemies, since they don't move very fast, if you want to back out of the battle here, we can just run away, basically. We might want to deal with that fish to start with, though. I think we can get that with a Thundara at this point. Yeah. Alright. So that's Wind Weak. Balthier, let's see who I don't know if anyone has a wind based weapon. I'll put in a wind weak arrow attack into Ash's gambits there. Alright, let's, I don't know if these guys are good for stealing or not. I'll give it a try, see what happens. Like I said, these are not hunts and they're not rare games, so they're somewhere in the middle, but maybe they have good steals in there somehow. So I'll start with that. Balthier, I've got a gravity gambit set for him, and Ash, why don't you try some status spells, see if those have any effect. Okay. Alright. Gravity is immune to gravity, so no surprise there. I guess only really it's just those ringworms, because they're, even though they're have a lot of HP, they're still just ordinary enemies, so there's no reason for them to be immune to gravity, but otherwise, for like these boss type monsters, it's not it's probably not gonna happen. Let's try it again here, just in case. Let's see. So we've got blind already. Let's try, well, I haven't seen him cast any, I haven't seen him cast any, spells yet. Let's try poison. Yeah, immune to poison. Alright. Wow. 5,000 from Aeroga. Okay, hang on, hang on. Alright, it casts Reflect on itself. We don't want that. Let's put in, yeah, see, these are a lot like Rare Game, but more like marks, or more like hunts, but sort of in between. Let's put in faux status equals reflect, and then dispel. Because we really don't want Ash to be casting Dispel. And yeah, that was actually Ash that did that with the Reflect on. So let me have Vaan do a Phoenix down, get Balthier back. There we go. Ash, why don't you do a bubble on yourself here? Yeah, just right. Also, instead of attacking, maybe do some, Stonas here. How many gold needles do we have? Let's use Stona instead here. Oops. Alright. Not too bad. Shelled trophy. I wonder where those get stored. Let me see here. Inventory, key items. Oh, okay. Proof that the bear has hunted a rare game. Right. It doesn't say which one. I think each trophy has a different name. But there are a lot of these so-called trophy hunts. Alright, I'm just gonna flee through the rest of this and let just to get out of here as fast as possible. Okay. And, let's... not those guys. I never find those guys when I want them. Yeah, here they are. Right. Welcome to the Hunt Club. Right. Have a word with the three Banga brothers. Right. So ATAC, Block, and Stock. And actually those names are somewhat meaningful. ATAC deals with weapons. Right. There are rare game out there that have mutated. They're slightly meaner than the usual game, yeah, or usual fare. Right. You have to find them and bring them down before, right, before you know they're rare for sure, yeah. If they drop a trophy when they fall, then you've filled yourself a rare game, right. So like I said, these are not the normal rare game, but I'm going to call them trophy hunts, or trophy game, I guess. You don't get a direct payment, but if you bring back enough trophies, we'll put things at the outfitters for you to buy. Right. Okay. Right. Okay, let's try that. Okay, and, so anyway, ATAC does, as far as I remember, anyway, it's not that hard to figure out. ATAC does weapons, Block does, armor type deals, and, Stock does, okay, so yeah, I guess we've already given, right, let's see. Okay, I haven't given, anything to anybody, alright. So, depending on how many, you give to each one, then you'll get equipment of a certain type. And we haven't given anything to anybody. I guess we gave one to the head hunt master there, but that's about it. And it's a little bit of a win-lose situation here. You can distribute the trophies evenly, sort of. The more trophies you give to one Banga, the better the reward will be. But the thing is, if you do that, then you'll lose out on the other other possible rewards. So it's, I guess there's 4 ways to go. First is to go even on everyone, or go on weapons, or go on defense, or go on items, and I think those are usually accessories. And depending, you might want to do a different one on different playthroughs. I think on this playthrough I'm gonna go with stock most of the time here. But anyway, so I will continue to do additional trophies alongside the hunts and the normal rare game. But I will do that in upcoming episodes. I think next time what I'll do is do a normal hunt here, because we actually do have one that we can do. It's a rank 4, which didn't appear before because we didn't have access to that area. It's called Darksteel, and it appears in the Sochin Cave Palace. Anyway, so I'll do Darksteel next time. Hope you'll join me for that, and until then, bye.